Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
My name is Joshua Meredith, and my business is Concierge Christmas Trees. I started my business back in 2013 when I was at a family Christmas tree farm cutting down our Christmas trees for the holiday. And I saw the Christmas trees and we're buying some wreaths, and I thought, wow, these are such beautiful wreaths. I would want to sell these to my neighbor and make some Christmas money so I have some money to buy my parents their Christmas gift. So I talked to the gentleman at the farm, and he said he'd love to help a young entrepreneur. So I bought some wreaths, I bought a red wagon, and I went around the neighborhood selling my Christmas wreaths. I recently turned 16 years old, and I bought my first pickup truck. And I bought my first pickup truck with the money. And because I have a pickup truck now, I wanted to sell more than just wreaths. So I talked to the gentleman and asked if I could start selling Christmas trees. And he said he'd love to start selling me some Christmas trees along with the wreaths.
Sure is older than you.
What have you done?
What I love selling are the Christmas trees and the Christmas wreaths. You can see how beautiful the Christmas wreaths are. This is what I started off making, so you can see I'm more into it. And then the Christmas trees I've started selling too. They're very full of life and they're very green. I get the trees in Ashe County. It is about 4 hours away from here. We drive up there whenever we have an extended weekend, whenever we get the chance to just relax during the school year. We go up there, and here's a picture of the Christmas tree farm. The gentleman has about 6,000 Christmas trees for me to choose from. For me, the customer matters, and I have a passion for quality. The whole reason I started selling Christmas trees is because whenever you go to the Christmas tree lots, they cut those trees in October. And because they cut them so early, they drop a whole bunch of needles whenever you're setting it up. There's a whole bunch of brown needles on the ground. That's not how it's supposed to be. I cut my trees the day after Thanksgiving, and that same night I drive back to Fayetteville, and then the day after Thanksgiving in the morning, I deliver the Christmas trees to people. So it's a full day for me, and then the next day I deliver the Christmas tree, so you can get the Christmas tree as old as 1 day.
Nice.
And another thing, if you don't like the tree, I will go and get another tree and bring it back for you. I want to make sure you're satisfied with your Christmas tree. That happened for a gentleman once. I put the Christmas tree in there. I said, this isn't a good Christmas tree. I don't want you to have this. And he said, no, it's fine. I drove 45 minutes back to where I have the Christmas trees and brought it back to him and set it up, and he said this is a lot better, and I was glad that I was able to give him a proper Christmas tree for his holiday. All of this quality is at an affordable price. I charge $10 per foot on the Christmas trees, and the Christmas wreaths cost $20. I also will deliver and set it up, all for no additional charge. My competition are tree lots and other online stores. The tree lots are about $65 for an 8-foot tree. So that's about $15 less than what I would charge, but they do cut them in October, and delivery and setup are not included in that price. And then online stores, they do deliver fresh, but they do not set it up. They'll just drop it at your doorsteps, and that's for about $140 for an 8-foot tree, so almost double what I would charge. What my competition doesn't do is provide the Christmas tree for Fort Bragg. Last year, or 2 years ago now, the tree was about 22 feet tall, and then the last holiday it was 23 feet tall this year. Since the tree is so big, it requires a special process to do it. You have to get an 18-wheeler with a flat bed truck, and it takes about a whole day. We drive up there in the morning, load it up, strap it down, and then we'll bring it back that same afternoon and set it up with the crane because it's so big. And then we have to have some guide wires to make sure it doesn't fall over because it's just such a heavy tree that it requires all that. The process that I go through, I'll send mail-outs a little before October and then around September. Did I do that right? Yeah. Sorry about that. I send mail-outs, and then I'll send another mail-out about 2 months later. I haven't really decided the months yet because it's my second year doing it. I'm trying to find the perfect month to do it. So I'll send a mail-out, and I'll send one 2 months later to make sure they haven't forgotten about me. Hey, don't forget about me. You want me. And then the customers send their order through either email or phone. I get a new phone number every year because it costs about $400 to keep the same number, which I don't want to do, so I just spend $35 every Christmas to get a new phone. And then I go to the Christmas tree farm and pick out the Christmas trees for my customers, pick out some wreaths. I make sure to pick out a little extra just in case I get orders after I brought them all back home. That way I don't have to waste gas and drive back to the mountain just to get one tree. I already have extra trees with me. And then over the phone or through email, I will set up a delivery time and date, and just about an hour before I actually deliver, I'll call them up saying, hey, are you ready? I'm about to deliver the tree, and almost every time they're home, so it works out pretty well. My target analysis, I deliver to Fayetteville and the surrounding area. My target audience is hardworking people that are short on time, that can't go to the mountains and get their Christmas tree, and then other people just have a bunch of family at home and they can't really go out and get the Christmas tree because that's, what, 2 cars if you want to bring the whole family, if you have a big family. And then some people don't have the proper vehicle to bring it. If you have a Prius, you don't really want to strap a big 8-foot Christmas tree to the top of that. So with my pickup truck, that's a lot more easier for me to bring it to you. Other items I'm going to start offering are Christmas tree stands and Christmas tree bags. The Christmas tree bags will just help guarantee that there'll be no mess for you. The trees are so fresh, there should be almost no needle drop, but just to help guarantee that for you, I'm going to start including Christmas tree bags with the Christmas trees, and it just hides right under the skirt of the around the stand, so you won't notice the bag at all. And then some people have had artificial trees, and a gentleman came up to me saying, hey, I've had an artificial tree every year, but I'd like to get a Christmas tree. And I said, well, do you have a stand? And he said, no, the stand won't work because it works for only artificial trees. So I'm going to start providing Christmas tree stands for people that want to upgrade from an artificial tree to a real tree. My yearly sales projection, it's about a 50% increase every year. This year I had about 54 trees sold, and then every year it will be 50%. So it will be 81 this year, which I've already met. I have about 94 orders now, and it's not even the holidays yet, so I've already met that goal of a 50% increase. Every time I sell a Christmas tree, it's almost always guaranteed that along with the Christmas tree, they will buy a Christmas wreath. For a startup investment of about $2,000, I made a graph on what I would spend it on. I like spending a lot on advertising because I want people to know about my business. I'm going to start going door to door this year so people can get to know me and how passionate I'm about my products. I'll also need to design a website just for people that want to get it done now and don't want to talk to me through an email. I want to have it set up to where you just pay me through a credit card, and then you can select the date, and then that'll be a lot hassle-free for everybody else. And then online advertising, because I know a lot of people are on Instagram and Facebook, so that helped me get to them. And then I'll have to hire more employees because I have a lot more trees I'm going to have to deliver, which will take a lot more than just 2 weekends to do. So I'll have to hire some employees to also make deliveries. I already have a couple trucks for them to use. My father has a landscaping business, so there's about 40 employees I can choose from, and he has a bunch of other pickup trucks that I can also use. So he'll be outsourcing his employees to me, so now I don't have to worry about insurance either.
It's called a business angel.
And then since I'll be having more crews going out, I'll need more chainsaws to cut about a foot of limbs at the bottom of the tree so it will fit in the tree stand. The reason I was asking for $2,000 is because I grossed $2,000 the last holiday season, and I made about a profit of $1,000. Thank you for your consideration of Concierge Christmas Trees. It's a hassle-free way to get the freshest Christmas trees to your front door.
Actually, one of the things that I wanted to ask you, certainly there's a number of high-end real estate agents here that would probably be interested as a thank you to their clients. And I'm talking about selling homes, you know, 250, 350, and surprisingly enough, $500,000 homes within the area, those would be a great source for you to be able to go to them and say, this is what I have, because it sets them up in a more unique place. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am. So go to real estate agents and talk to see if they want to put a Christmas tree in a home they already sold or when they're trying to sell.
In a home
or
that
both.
they've already sold. So I mean, with the real estate agent who sells a home to a client for $500,000, well, the idea, of course, is one, these people know people
Yes.
who have that kind of money and are great for referrals. And for them to spend even $200 or $300 to do something like that
Yes, ma'am.
sets them apart and keeps them top of mind for that particular client.
Okay, thank
So
you.
I would certainly suggest, not all real estate agents, because, you know, certainly people who buy $65,000 houses certainly deserve it, but it's probably real estate agents are going to want to keep with the people who make a certain income level or home value level.
Yes, ma'am.
What's the other end of your process, your wastage? At the end, how much do you have left over? Or do you
No
anticipate?
overhead, sir. I sold everything.
No wastage at all?
No, sir. Sold everything.
Okay, in other words, you anticipate 100% sales of your product.
Yes. And if I don't, then I'll donate them to the troops of Fort Bragg.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about. I'm a nonprofit, and I'd like to talk to you about that afterwards.
I already donate about 100 trees every year to
Okay.
Fort Bragg.
And you do that through a nonprofit?
My
You get
father
the-
usually
in other
handles
words,
that.
question, you get the write-off because of the donation?
I do not get a write-off because I don't pay taxes because I'm a full-time student.
Okay.
Josh, you can get a Google Voice number. It's no cost to you.
Okay.
It can be forwarded to your cell phone. You keep the number all the time. Save yourself $35.
Google Voice,
Yes.
Okay.
You just type in Google Voice.
and then people won't be calling me whenever I don't want them to
Same
call
number.
me.
No, but it masks your number
Okay.
so that you can always change it. So you'll have a Google Voice number, it is always steady, and you can always change which phone number that goes to.
Okay.
So that there's consistency on your marketing materials and consistency for your clients, because you don't want your clients to go, why does his phone number keep changing? Is he a
Okay.
scam artist?
Okay, all right. Thank you.
That's true, but you need to play with it a little bit because it's not consistent. Sometimes the Google, I found a couple of my clients had gotten Google Voice numbers and they weren't getting messages, wasn't transferring to the phone. So you may have to, the way it works, you have to select the local number from Google and, just play with it to make
Yes,
sure
sir.
it works, it's all.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Double check it.
What time do they pay for?
What time did they
when
pay
does
me,
the
sir?
Cash or credit card transaction occur?
I'm not doing credit card transactions, so it's all cash or checks that I get on delivery.
On delivery?
Yes, sir.
You mentioned direct marketing, which is wonderful, but I didn't see any mention of email marketing, which
Like
would
sending-
be
what
like,
is that, ma'am?
so people sign up for newsletters,
Okay.
right? So that's what you would be able to do. It's a lot cheaper than, I wrote on here the company that I would suggest for you, so you can get in for $0.
Okay.
It's, you collect people's email addresses, and then you're able to email them and say, hey, it's almost time to order your Christmas tree.
Is that for customers I already have, or is that?
Customers
New
that you
customers.
already have, and they're your best referral source. So when you have an email newsletter like that, the
Okay.
nice thing about it is they can forward it. You can actually button that says forward to a friend, and they can forward it to people
Okay.
for you. The other aspect of that is you could always run contests. Take a picture of your Christmas tree and send it to me. And then what you're doing is you're keeping people engaged, and there's always a competitive edge with
Yes,
people,
ma'am.
so they like to do that. And that's something that you could say, we'll have a contest, and whoever has the nicest tree next year will get a free tree or a tree for
Yes,
half off.
that's a great idea. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, ma'am.
May I ask why you don't take credit cards? What's your reason?
I don't really have a system down for credit cards. If I do get the website set up, then they'll be able to use a credit card then. I'm aware of the Square,
Yeah.
but
There's fees.
yes, there's fees. So that's why I don't want to
There
use the
are
Square.
fees, but there's also advantages.
Yes.
Okay.
You can get, Square loans.
Yeah.
Through using your Square credit card. I've had access to thousands of dollars that I wouldn't have had because of Square.
Okay, I'll look into it. Thank you. Well, I'll talk to the, yes, ma'am?
Oh, yes. Josh, I was going to ask, on your mail-outs, I know this is a new business, but have you considered using a testimonial statement from a satisfied customer? Maybe just putting a statement on there and saying Charmin H, not put the whole name or whatever, but have you thought about using any kind of testimonial statements of their customer satisfaction with your product?
I can do that. I'll talk to my parents about that and see what they did. I made a mail out. I had Reliance Printing make me a mail out. I didn't think to bring it. It's a very nice laminated mail out, about this big. And I sent about, I think, 3,000 of those out to people. It was about 25 cents each, but it was very high quality because I sell high quality products, so I wanted to make sure.
Right. Well, if you haven't already done the text for this year's
Yes,
mail out,
I
if you
haven't.
haven't done that, then you might want to go back. Say, for example, that customer that you took the tree in and you said, I'm not satisfied with the tree. You went back and got another tree and he says, wow, I really like this tree. They could make, one or two statements and someone else, speaking on behalf of your business, again, lends even more credibility and value to it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
I was just gonna back up the square.
That's worth it.
Because, yeah, that's what I use for my business, and the fees are very minimal. I can pull out my phone right now, get your credit card number, and we'd be in business. I think it's important to try and get, especially with a business like this where you're bearing a lot of upfront cost, you're bearing 100% of the risk right now.
Yes.
So I would try and mitigate that any way you can,
Yes. That's what the website would help me do.
Yeah.
Lower that.
Yeah. And you might want to, if you get the website up and running, you might want to take another look at your product costs, your people costs, and all that, because something like that takes off, and you're expecting, I'm going to get 300 orders and you get 1,000.
Yes, sir. I know.
Be prepared.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
What was your ratio of response for the mail out? I'm just interested.
I think it was about 3%.
I'm sorry, we couldn't hear the question.
3%. Well, the question was the response for the mail outs. I believe it was about 3% response.
3 or 30?
3. And usually it's only 1%.
Yeah,
So I got
I was
30%.
just-
Yes, ma'am.
Josh, I work at Up and Coming Weekly, and we've designed a Welcome to Fayetteville and the surrounding county brochure, and it's being mailed out to the 1,500 new families that move into this area every single month. Every single month, it's a new set of addresses. So come fall, this would be a wonderful insert, a wonderful introduction to those 1,500 people that are coming in every month. And that's something I can talk with you later about.
Yes, ma'am. I'd like that. Yes, ma'am.
Another comment about Square. You want to make it as convenient as possible for people to leave their money with you.
Yes.
Okay?
They do that. Some people just leave their checks under a flower pot. Multiple people did that the first year, and I just put the Christmas tree in the tree stand and took the check, and that was it. So they're very trusting.
What I'm talking about is, when someone comes to me, I let them know I have no problem taking cash, credit card, check, money order. You want to make them paying you convenient for them.
Yes.
All right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
What's the turnaround time on Square when you take the money? You get access immediately?
If
24 hours.
No, it's less than 24 hours, Peggy. Because I've been with Square for a while. If you swipe a card for $50 for a 1% fee, you can have that money put into your account immediately.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
What I enjoy about using the Square services with our company is that it allows me to run all these different types of reports, which is helping me at the end of the year to make my projections for the upcoming year, to be able to invoice clients, to be able to, I think somebody else mentioned it, where you can literally just type one email and blast it out to everyone. Okay. It just saves you on time,
yes.
Which in the long run will save you quite a bit of money. But
Yes,
I found that when I used other credit card services, I spent more time at the end of, or at the beginning of the next month on the phone with the credit card services, trying to figure out, well, what was this new charge or that new charge related to? And they always kind of bounce it between, oh, that's Visa, not us, or that's American Express, not us. Whereas with Square, though it's a little bit higher, it's consistent, so
Okay.
I'm able to manage my dollars a lot better.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Yep.
Yes, ma'am.
Josh, reference the checks. I hope this isn't the case, but have you had a situation with a bounce check or a bad check?
No, ma'am.
That's great, okay.
You mentioned Facebook ads, which is something I train on, so I'll just give you some advice on that. You really want to make sure that your target audience is really, really tight. I mean, I'm assuming that the target audience that you wrote out is not as detailed as it can be.
It is not.
When you really want to think about it, you want to think about how much they're making, how much their house, I mean, if they own a home, how much their house is worth, whether they're more likely to be married, whether they're likely to have kids. You can factor all that information into a Facebook ad so that when you spend that money on it, you're only targeting people that are more likely to purchase it.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, thank you. Yes, sir.
The only thing that I'm wondering, I guess, is like relevance throughout the rest of the year. Like, what do you do the other 11 months? Would you have any plans to build into other holidays, maybe?
I
Or
could maybe look. Do you have any suggestions?
Dude, I tell you what, if I can pay somebody $25 to send my wife a gift basket on Valentine's Day and I don't have to think about it, bro, I'd be all over that. I'd be all over that.
Just hiring.
So-
Valentine's wreath, Valentine's Day wreath.
Some
Yeah.
some people thought about that, but you get the Christmas smell. Would that bother? Would that bother you guys?
No.
Christmas smell on Valentine's?
No, I keep little these little sticks and they smell like pine.
Okay.
And I stock up on those at Christmas time and keep them in my car year round, man. No, that's great. That's the best smell in the world.
Do you offer the wreaths year round or just the delivery time?
Just during the holidays is whenever I offer them and deliver them. No one's ever asked me to bring them during Valentine's. Yes, cool.
Seasonal wreaths are a big trend in the South.
Okay.
And people decorate them for all times of year, so that might be a good idea.
Put some roses in the Valentine.
4th of July.
Okay, yes.
What about seedlings? Actual tree that they could grow.
That's
smart.
It takes 10 years, and then after that, every year is a foot.
Yeah, the concept is not necessarily for Christmas trees, but that you're providing seedlings for a new home as suggested.
Okay, yes, sir. I know my mom actually bought one of those as a Christmas gift. It was a little pot with some seeds in it. So I know those are offered.
When we moved in California, when we moved into our house, my dad planted it, and that was just one of those things that we were able to watch the growth over the year. And for people who have kids, newborns, little thing like that, you plant your tree when your kid comes along, and you can see both of them grow. That's one of those things that people get attachment to.
Yeah, I'm not talking about seeds, I'm talking about a really small.
Well, yeah, that's what I meant,
a
seedling. That's
Yeah,
what I
but
meant.
he mentioned seeds, I wanted
Yeah.
to make sure you understood. A small tree is just called a seedling.
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, nothing else about square.
You get commission for square.
Have you given any thought to like a very nice logo for your business? So we can start branding?
I have a butler's hand with the white towel going over it holding the Christmas tree.
Oh, okay.
Then that needs to be on
That
every
needs
single
to be on-
slide that you have.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be a
Well-
thing that goes out that, I mean, and I'm including all your presentation slides, that it's not there.
I know my logo isn't too much because it's not on shelves for me to sell, so that's why I know I don't need to push the logo so much. Because you know, Concierge Christmas Tree is not the logo with the hand, because I won't be on like a Walmart shelf or anything. You won't see me in a store really.
Your logo is your brand representation. You want people to look at it and go, I know what that is. And that's the only way they're going to do that is with repetition.
Okay.
That's just how that is.
And she's emphasizing the concept of visual marketing.
Yes.
Okay? 10,000 years of man trying to become verbal, we still get a picture real quick. Okay?
A case in point, there used to be
You're good, I bet.
There used to be a business, I don't know if it's still in business, but I think it was called Bonsai. And it was like a lawn care business.
Okay.
And they had yellow and green. And I could see yellow and green that had nothing to do with them. But because I had seen their trucks over and over and over and over again, I just associated yellow and green with Bonsai landscaping, and I thought about them, and that's what she's trying to say, and he's trying to say. If you come up with a color scheme, or if you decide on a logo, and you put it everywhere, on everything that you have, yes, it will start with a very small target niche, but people will talk about it, and they will share things. Hey, I got this flyer through the mail, they're having a special sale on July, Christmas in July, or whatever. And so you will become known by your logo.
Okay.
Including a tag on the tree when you deliver with your flyer.
Yes, everything.
On your marketing,
Next year.
on your direct mail, on your email marketing, everything.
Like I have, because I started a publishing business, and it's called Cross Effective Publishing. So I have a cross on everything that's beside the sea. I mean, anything and everything.
Okay.
Like I have an embroidery machine, so I embroidered things on things I wear, things I carry. And I'm just telling you, think outside the box.
Okay, I will. Thank you.
T-shirts or
Yes.
long sleeve
I have
shirts or
t-shirts.
jackets that have that logo on
Yes.
it.
They do.
Absolutely, perfect.
Bags for little things that they buy, like their lawn care, like maybe they spray it during Christmas to keep it fresh.
You don't need to spray them. That's how fresh you are.
No,
You know.
I didn't say you needed to.
Okay.
I said perhaps if
Okay.
you want to just increase the, once you sell the tree, hey, if you want to keep the roots fresh or, you know, over the
Okay.
season, and you can have bags.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Just a suggestion.
Okay.
And everybody should have the form, so you could write down the forms, because he's there trying to absorb everything. So any ideas that you're providing him, write it down, because otherwise.
I was going to look back at
You
the
won't
recording.
remember.
That's all.
Josh, this is far-fetched, okay? I know I've had too much coffee, but just a thought. Okay, you're still in high school. Christmas parade in Fayetteville is a big thing, okay? You've already got a truck. Save one of your trees, decorate it, put a group from Terry Sanford on the truck or whatever. Have Concierge Christmas Trees, have your logo on it, be a part of the parade. It's probably, what, $75 maybe in investment, something like that. But I know you would have already delivered trees by then, but again, it's getting that word out, and it's also promoting your school, it's promoting a group or something like that. You know, a lot of people do that. So it's just a thought, you know, have a really pretty tree decorated and.
I know that is, just to piggyback on what she said, I know that that's difficult for a teenager to have that money. I would be glad to help you raise that money through a fundraiser.
Thank you, ma'am.
I would be glad to do that.
Thank you.
You could get in at the holiday fair, that would be
That
fantastic.
would be super.
If you could get a table at the holiday fair the first weekend in November,
Now,
you would get smart.
Get your dad to get a table.
At the front.
You just go up and do your thing.
You could share the table though. Christmas trees / landscape.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta leverage your dad's money.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
She was talking about for the parade and all that, and it made me think the worst part in the world about Christmas trees is putting lights on them, taking lights off
People
of
have
them.
talked to me about decorations.
Yeah.
I'll have to look more into it, but if you break something, someone might get mad at me, and so I don't know.
Well, maybe not use their decorations, but like if I slip you an extra $5 or $10, bring me the tree with lights already on it, and I'll put the tree back out front when we're done, and you can come and take the lights off.
Okay.
And you handle the lights, because lights are terrible.
That's horrible.
And as a way to save money, you know, obviously it won't work for this year, but next year, like the minute after Christmas is done, you can pick up those tree stands for 75% off. You can pick up lights for 75% off. I mean, you can just, Big Lots is one of those places that I went and they have them for like $1. $1. I was like, yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. So that is something that you can just kind of keep an eye out, especially since you're going to be offering tree stands. Pick them up at a third of the cost.
Okay.
This has nothing to do with what you're talking about, but I have to just put this out there. I just realized your dad is a very good friend of mine, and I remember when you were flipping boards. I just put it together.
That's impossible, you're only 29.
Morning,
I have a
Peggy.
very good memory when I came.
Peggy, you need another cup of coffee to wake up?
Do I?
You need another coffee?
Hey, I need another one. Maybe I know some other dudes.
People put their Christmas trees out in the front yard, and but Fayetteville Botanical Gardens will pick them up because they grind it up for the gardens.
Okay.
So if you went with this suggestion, and for another 10, 15 bucks, you put the lights on the tree. If the people were willing to take the lights off the tree before they put it out in the yard, it would be a selling point for you to say, by the way, just in an added bonus, because people always love when you throw in extra things, you can say, I have a piece of information for you. We don't even have to pick up your tree, you don't have to be home, just put it out there, because Fayetteville has the Fayetteville Botanical Gardens, and they have the grinding of the greens every year. So it's an extra thing that you have that you might want to push that has nothing to do with you, but you're providing them information, and people value information.
Yes, ma'am.
Another point, you talked about, right now, you're in high school. I'm a long-range financial manager. Normally, I look 10 to 20 years out in the future when I do my work. You're going to stay in this business. I suspect that you become very successful at it. At some point in time, you're going to grow to a point where you're going to have wastage. In other words, you're going to purchase more than you can sell.
Wastage, is that a technical term?
Yes, it is.
It's a new word.
It is, no, it's a word that I've used along. The point being is that you're going to reach a point where you have waste, things that you cannot sell. Begin to think now how you can get rid of that.
Yes.
And that's what I was suggesting to you. You have you say you already give 100 trees a year. Make a relationship with a nonprofit so that when you get to the point where you know you're not going to sell it, you can turn to that nonprofit and donate them through that and get yourself a tax relief.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
And you know, you've been bombarded with all this helpful advice, but I just want to say to you, Josh, that I am proud of you and I am happy for you.
Thank you very much.
Hey, Don, that's a real word. It's in Google.
You're ignoring one, your friend in school, they can be your best customers.
Yes. I have some friends that help me
So
deliver some
you
stuff.
can
They
get
buy
50 trees from your friends alone in the school.
And their parents.
One of the parents bought a Christmas tree from me, and then that same friend also helped me sell Christmas wreaths in his neighborhood.
Cool.
Josh, you have a referral program at all?
No, sir.
Yet.
Yet.
What
Not
is
yet.
Always yet.
Oh, it's where you recommend somebody and they'll get like 5 or 10% off their purchase.
Well,
You
you can
know-
send that
Okay,
out
like
if
so-
you
like a
want.
customer
You can give them
recommends-
Yes.
If they
Okay.
refer you to somebody that,
Right.
the hardest customer to get is the first one.
Yes.
So you want to keep those, obviously, and the service that you give, obviously, you'll probably have a high retention rate. But like-minded people, you know, they flock together. So if you, instead of going door to door, which I used to do constantly, you make good money that way, but the essence of time, and you're so far along with what you do anyway, a referral program would suit you better than going door to door.
Okay.
And then it's a warm lead, it's not a cold call.
Yes.
And you tell the people that, you know, who do you know that could use my services? And if they do use my services, I'll give you a t-shirt, whatever. Whatever you come up with is creative. I'm sure that there are more creative things than that. But I wouldn't walk to the corner for a 5% discount. But people will they'll refer to, just because of your presence. You got a good, confident, you know.
Thank you.
Yeah, you bet.
Don't forget the generosity of people. It could be as a form of referral. You can say, if you buy a Christmas tree between this day and this date, you can buy a Christmas tree for another family for 10% off, 20% off. Because there's a lot of people that, especially around the Christmas time, that's when they're starting to feel generous. And they might go, you know what, I'm so lucky that I can afford $60 for a tree, and I know my friends over there, they're having a hard time. I'll put another $50 on my bill, and then here's a tree that you can deliver to these as a gift from my family to theirs.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's a great way to work on the generosity of others and being able to provide and grow your marketing base.
Yes, ma'am.
Our church does that every year. We pick out at least 3 families that can't make it through the Christmas to get them a tree and other things, but the tree is part of the gift package.
Yes, okay. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
I was also going to suggest that, I know our HOA is oftentimes looking for content to put in the newsletters.
Yeah.
So once again, once you've uploaded that information, it's just a matter of pressing that send button. It's a little bit of a work with the HOA list for the area communities, but once you do and upload it, then again, when you're sending out to your other customers, you have a whole new community of folks that may, I guess with the way our city is with people moving in and out all the time, then you will have an opportunity to capture someone who may not have been. I know our neighbors just moved in, so, you know, again, you have an opportunity to capture folks who may have not heard about you last year, but in time for this season themselves.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
I only have one question for you. How do I get on your list for you to deliver trees this year?
Email me. You got, where'd the business card go?
It's passing around.
Honey, we have took so many pictures of that business card. We got those on the market
I
for
wish I
sale.
brought my mail outs. You guys would have been blown away by
Yes,
them.
we would have loved.
Okay, how many people are gonna get a tree from Josh this year? I want to raise your hand. Okay.
Can you read out your email?
Pre-sales, Josh. get
It's
their-
conciergechristmastrees@gmail.com with no cap.
Yeah.
I do not have a
It's not on here?